Ladies and gentlemen, today I am brought in part by JT is All Business. This man is the man himself who is sort of in the major discussions at the moment. You are considering refunding $100,000. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
So I thought it would be fun to start by sort of acknowledging the humor in the situation. I think it's fair to say that a lot of people are getting a little bit of a laugh out of this, right?
I would say they're definitely getting a pretty big laugh out of it, right? You know, you invest, you're a massive whale, you get locked out of PvP content. So, of course, yes, I've seen a lot of people get quite a bit of humor. So and myself, I mean, let's be honest. If I saw this happen to somebody else, I might get a laugh as well. I watched your video on it. You said, let's be honest, this is hysterical. I didn't disagree. I was like, all right, fair.
It's funny. It's for the people that don't know what's going on. JT is the gentleman who has spent 100 grand, and because of that, you have won so many PvP matches. You're what, 350 to 3 approximately?
Something around there, yeah.
Something really right around there. You've won so many. The Blizzard themselves have told you that your MMR is too high, and there's just not another person on the planet basically with this MMR, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And so the situation you're in is that you can't queue for PvP. Now, this might be where I think the majority of the misunderstanding is happening. People think that 100% of your complaint is, I spent $100,000, I can't dunk on free-to-play people, right? That's what people are thinking?
Yeah, see, here is the thing. So I have a Discord group with about 30 people now that have all have more than $50,000 invested, right? All these guys have over 7,000 residents, and they are able to queue BGs with no problem. When I first started this game in the first 2 weeks, I spent $50,000 in the first week, right? I went I went crazy welling, right? I did nothing but riffs. My character was where nobody else's character was. So then basically every BG I queued up, I couldn't lose. Like I could tank on a whole team of 8 players and just stand there and kill all 8 of them, right? So I basically accumulated that score within the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks of the game. And now that same score has now made it to where, since I got there so fast, now all the other whales have caught up. And unfortunately, I'm unable to play with even the whales that are right near me, because you might not know this, but there's actually 3 players in the game now with fully max resonance that are queuing in Battlegrounds with no problem. They just don't have a record of 350 wins with only 3 losses, because basically they've been playing whales their whole time up. So they've been winning some, they've been losing some. And
gotcha.
So that's that.
They have a more reasonable win-loss ratio, not necessarily 99%. Now, here is where I think we should probably do a little explaining. Your complaint is not just for yourself. Maybe if it wouldn't be such a big deal if what was happening was you literally just can't queue and you can't do PvP and you have to wait for the fix, right? But the reality is, from the way I understand that how this is broken down by your video, which is now almost broken 100,000 views, Asmongold himself reacted to this, and we're going to talk about that in a moment too. But essentially, it's screwing over multiple people, not, in fact, 299 other players, because you being the immortal leader means you had to effectively go through this process. I'm the immortal leader. I have the statue in the game too. You know, I'm in the same spot. So I understand you have to sign up for the Rite of Exile and prepare and do all of these paths, but it requires you to complete a battleground. So the concern of yours is, I'm screwing over 299 people by the system being how it is. Is this an accurate assessment?
Yeah, that is. However, my team was allowed to fight in the Rite of Exile, even though I couldn't queue up. However, I personally could not participate, which we didn't know before I made this video. You know, we didn't know if we could even queue up, because I couldn't queue up or do anything. I couldn't do anything at all. You know what I mean? So it did allow our team to fight, and my officers were able. Now, if you saw in the video, I also went in and tried to pass over leadership. And since I didn't do that basic quest line, I wasn't able to pass over leadership or do anything. I couldn't even leave the Immortals. I could literally do nothing. My game was basically just frozen in halt at that state, right?
So the Immortal system itself, every Sunday has a cycle that has it where the enemies, the shadows basically attack, and then you're going to be taking over. You defend that position, you have to sign up for it, and your lieutenants are able to sign up for you yourself. However, there's one other part people pointed out that I want to address also, just to get all the clarity out of the way, which is people were saying, look, just lose the right on purpose, you'll reset your rank back down to bronze, you can re-queue, etc., etc. I think one thing people don't quite understand is your MMR doesn't completely reset, so even if you had gone out of the Immortals, you still wouldn't be able to get a queue because you've effectively been, 20 plus days of trying to queue into this, correct?
Well, yeah, and also it's been a month and a half now, and so the Immortal Reign has already changed, and my Battleground record is actually 0. This whole entire Battleground season, I haven't been able to find a single queue, and my score is literally 0 this whole season. So it's already reset, and the MMR is still based there. And so there's actually one other person in the world that I know of that has this exact same issue. He's on a Europe server.
I see.
He has 7,000. He has max resonance, and he is only queued up for 3 battlegrounds, and it completely locked him out as well. So there's 2 people that I know with this issue, and I just found out about this other guy just recently.
And battlegrounds are basically the reason that you welled out, right? You welled out for PvP?
So I did. PvP is what I enjoy most in the game, but in the real reason why I welled out is because I wanted to be one of the first players to max out an account, and I wanted to make content on this game showing off in-game content. And so about in 2018, when they announced Diablo Immortal, I was already whaling in other mobile games, making content in those games, having fun, enjoying myself. And I said, you know what? When Diablo Immortal comes out, if the game's good and I like it, I'm going to whale hard in this game, make a YouTube audience surround it, and then basically work my way towards Diablo 4 because I love Diablo 1, Diablo 2, I love Diablo 3. And so I'm actually going to quit Diablo Immortal when Diablo 4 comes out and basically build a fan base for Diablo 4 and go hard on Diablo 4 with tons of people behind me and basically make the crew I have already started. Like I have a great team of players and a lot of friendships. Like we made a lot of friendships, and that's what I was worried about the Immortal issue because, like, dude, you know how it is. Like there's 300 people behind you. People are spending a lot of money in this situation. So if we can't queue up for the Immortal event, that's lame, especially if it's my fault in general because I did something I didn't know, right? So it's like,
well, let's talk about that, about the spending a lot of the money. Because in Asmon's Gold video, I watched in its entirety preparing for this, and he states that he believes your clan is providing $4 million of revenue a month, which will break down. I did the math. Once we remove your $100,000, he believes on average it's $13,043 per player, which, as we both know, about 13 grand is basically Giga Chad wings. I've seen people get Giga Chad wings for 13 grand. So you can do it. He's saying on average, everyone has the wings. Do you believe that's correct?
I believe on average, my clan has probably about 20 to 40 members that have spent 3 grand or less, and about 5 members that have spent around 5 grand. And we have about 50 free-to-play players.
Okay.
That's my clan.
How many big wings does the 300 Immortals have in your Immortal?
So on my entire server, we have 9 big wings. And none of them are in my clan because I told my clan leaders I didn't want to match up. I don't want to have any other mega wells because I don't want to basically take over the server and make it no fun for other players because that just is dumb to me. So I was like, in order to create competition, we're not going to have any of these mega wells a part of us. You know what I mean? Let's let them do other things. So that's kind of
gotcha. So, okay, understood. So $13,000 is not factually accurate to what you're saying today per person. The $4 million estimate by Asmon.
I would say that our clan in total has spent under $300,000 for sure. Like I would guess, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So I want to go to the part where I kind of let you kind of address some of these comments and maybe explain what's going on a little bit further. We're seeing, if we go to your video, I believe these comments started showing up approximately after this Reddit post showed up. This was from the PC gaming side of things. It got a lot of upvotes. There is one meme that I want you to hear, which is that everyone's calling you the first true and more, though, which is that essentially you can't be killed because you can't get into a match because you're too high ranked. You're top of the mountain. You think there's any truth to the fact that you did get what you pay for? You won?
Dude, I really don't. I don't know if I got what I paid for. Honestly, if I went into this game knowing that I wasn't going to be able to play BGs, I wouldn't have invested the money, right? So clearly, the reason why I'm making the video on this isn't because I'm like, dude, I need the money back. I want a refund. That's not what the issue is here. I just want to open the eyes to Blizzard so they reach out and help me fix the problem,
So let's address there's actually three different things you said that I think would make good points here, which is one, you call it investing, not spending. I noticed you call it pay to play.
We can say it's spending, we can say it's investing, but let's be honest. I am making some of the money back already, right?
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this for sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So basically you call it investing and or you call it pay to play, not really pay to win, et cetera. Do you have any what are your honest feelings about the fact that people basically roast pay to win and et cetera? I'm going to get into that because I understand you do it for the content creation side, but first we have to address the fact that everyone's going to blatantly call it, it's a wallet, not skill, it's pay to win. We have to address these type of comments. So what is your opinion on people's takes when it comes to that?
Yeah, I think that mobile gaming is a type of gaming just like any other games, and people actually enjoy mobile gaming. So there's a side of it that people enjoy. Clearly, people enjoy it because the game has 100 million downloads, or 40 million, 30 million downloads and $100 million spent in the first 2 months. So clearly, people enjoy that type of adrenaline in this style of gaming. I happen to be one of those players that does enjoy this style of gaming. And I also enjoy PC games and other games as well. Like I said, I'm going to move on to Diablo 4 when that game comes out. However, I enjoy Diablo Immortal. I spend money in Diablo Immortal because I enjoy doing it. It is a hobby of mine. I enjoy doing it. Whether I make all the money back that I invested in this game does not fully matter to me. Would I like to make all the money back? Of course, sure. In the long run, do I feel like I have the potential to make all this money back plus more? Yes, I truly do feel like that. And so that's why I call it as an investment more so than, just spending. I do. Yeah. Okay. I am spending the money, no doubt, but I am also making the money back as my Twitch channel made $17,000 in the first month through just generous people. I mean, I had like 3,000 something subs in the first month. Obviously, that's going to dwindle as Twitch isn't a big platform for mobile gaming. But at the end of the day, there was still tons of support that helped out the experience, right?
So as an investment, you're seeing this, let me try to paraphrase this and tell me if I got it accurate and tell me where I'm screwing this up, is that essentially your concept is I'm going to invest in Diablo Immortal, I'm going to build a brand, build a reputation, build an audience base. I will then transfer that audience base to Diablo 4 when it comes out and continue going hard from there. The money I spend now is garnering content, garnering attention, basically getting everything I need for my channel in order to grow. And then I'm going to pivot, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Got it. So that's where that's where the investment terminology comes. Now, I know people are going to ask this too, because I want to give you a chance to address this also. People are saying that $100,000 you have zero chance of making back because you're spending $50,000 a month. Like you're saying, you think you're going to make that back. How's that going for you so far?
So you mean, am I going to keep spending $50,000 a month?
What is the business plan to transfer that revenue to profitability would be a better way of putting that.
I mean, basically, I think that I'm just going to keep making content, right? I'm not going to keep investing $50,000 every month into this game. That's definitely not a goal. I am pretty much. What'd you say?
So you're front loaded it is what you're saying.
Right. I feel like I did this all at once to max out an account. And now I'm at the point where I'm basically done spending, right? I have no reason to spend on this game. If they come out with another update in the future that brings out another gem to the game, then okay, I might spend a little bit here and there, but nowhere near the upwards of more money than I'm making on a monthly basis from my revenue, right, from what's coming in.
Understood. So we would consider that $100,000 then the barrier to entry to where you wanted to be in the market. That barrier to entry has been completed, and now essentially your overhead is significantly lower. Is that correct?
Correct.
Got it. Okay. So that's where we are as far as the investment. I think we've addressed that point of it. I'm just going to pause. Okay. So the last thing we really need to talk about here at this point is Blizzard has responded to you, correct?
Correct.
And they're fixing this?
They are fixing this. Believe it or not, they are fixing it, my man. I actually got it. That was the whole post. It's funny because all these people were making fun of the video and all that, just shaming everything. I unfortunately, this morning, I just woke up right before I met up with you. And in my Twitch chat while I was live, people were telling me that Asmongold was talking about it. And so I actually brought it up and only caught the last 8 minutes of him talking. So this morning, I'm actually going to go in, watch his full video, and then I'm going to do a little react of that. And, it's just funny to me because all I could hear at the end of Asmon's video was him saying, refund it, refund it, refund it. When it's like, no, dude, the reason why I actually made this video is because people like you and other websites would catch on to this and Blizzard would fix it. Well, guess what? The same night, Blizzard sends me a message and they're like, hey, we're going to be fixing this in the next couple of days. So I'm like, perfect.
So did you get what you wanted?
So, yeah, they told me that they were going to 100% fix the entire Battleground matchmaking queue to where Wells queue up against Wells, and it's back to being fixed. So I'm like, okay, perfect.
And are you happy with that solution? Do you still think you're going to refund, or you think you're?
I'm 0%. I'm not going to refund at all, dude. There's 0% chance I'm going to refund. I never actually intended to refund. Like I said, I made the video to specifically get the word out because I couldn't get a hold of Blizzard. I had contacts from Twitter, but the guys weren't helping me. So I'm like, if these guys aren't going to help me, and it's been a month and a half, I'm going to refund. If I can't play this Barbarian, I'm going to refund, dude. I'm not going to sit there and not refund. So I already talked to my lawyer. I talked to my bank. I was like, I'm ready to refund. Like, if this doesn't get fixed, I'm going to refund. And so, yeah, it got fixed. And no, I'm not going to refund.
Gotcha. So you're staying in the game. Okay. Well, then, is there anything else? I think we've covered basically all the main talking points and all the things in order to make people have a better understanding of what's going on without over necessarily making this a long video. So is there anything here at the end that you would like to say or let the people know, or anything you feel like we didn't cover in questions?
The one thing I want to say is, dude, I just wanted to honestly thank you for your support. You were one of the big reasons why actually this even ended up happening as well, because you were one of the first people that made a video about the situation. You brought eyes to the scene and you helped spread the word. So yeah, that's honestly all I wanted to say. I appreciate your help. And that's that, bro.
Well, I mean, helping you kind of helps me too, because like you're saying, eventually, this is a problem that everyone could kind of run into. Like if you, even regardless of resonance, if you win that many matches, let's just say you become a really good player or whatever, right?
Well, here's the thing. Let me explain this to at the end. It's impossible for anybody to run into this issue ever again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this is why. Dude, in the Discord, here's the thing. You can't get 300 wins with 3 losses at this point anymore. If I were to re-roll a character and spend $10 million on the character, it wouldn't matter because I would queue up against other Wells. Like there's literally 50 to 100 players in the game now with 6,000 or higher residents. So you play against those players as a Well, and you win some, you lose some. You're on different teams. I'm watching these guys on a daily basis in Discord live stream playing 8-on-8 battles against only 5K wing players. And it's fun as hell. And I want in that action. And that's what I'm missing out on. I'm like, dude, I want to be in these Well battles with all
You're
these
not
Wells,
asking
man.
to stomp. You're not asking to stomp minnows. You're not asking to stomp free play. You want to fight. You want to fight GigaJet.
Dude, I do not care about that. I don't care less about stomping any minnow, any of that. I want to move to the top. I want to be talking smack against the people that I now know that are Wells in the game, that think they're good at the game, and I want to be like, all right, let's go.
You want Well Wars. You're here for the Well Wars.
It's a Well Wars, man. It's a Well Wars.
Okay, you know what? And that's fair enough. A Well versus Well, you can have Well on Well action, and it's not really a crime now, is it? So, all right, fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a link below to both his original video explaining the problem as well as his channel. Go support the man. Thank you for coming on for the interview, JT, and hopefully we've gotten a little bit more information about the situation out there.
Hey, man, have a good day, DM. Talk to you later, bro.
You too, brother.